Hello. Welcome to Date Night Life. Carol's in a mood.
I'm in a mood.
She's in a fall festival. What did you say?
Yeah.
Fall festival.
Fantabulous.
Oh, I forgot the fantabulous when I wrote the description.
No, you didn't. You put. Oh, you
No,
did. It says
I
the Fall Festival
forgot it.
Fabulouso.
Dang it. I knew it. I
Should've
knew
wrote it
I
down.
wouldn't do
Should've
wrote
it
it down.
right.
Good job. That's okay.
So I have
forgive
so
you.
many other attributes that don't require decent vocabulary or any intelligence at all. And that is my style. It does not require intelligence.
No thought at all.
Whatever's closest to your hand.
I like this color.
Partially clean, at least.
I'm always clean.
I know.
I shower every single morning. Come hell or high water, I'm in that shower.
Your Texas just came in.
Yep. Moving on.
I hate you
Fall
both. You're terrible.
Fantastical Fabuloso.
I heard
Not
testicle.
sweaters.
Did you just
Sweater
say
shirt.
testicle?
Yep. Fantastical testicle.
Okay.
Fantastical.
You're weird as crap. So the one person that is usually cold is the only one not wearing a sweater.
I've got my whoopee on.
You're whoopee, but not a
Never
sweater.
whoopee.
So now starts, as opposed to any other time, the time that I whine the most.
What?
I said the time I whine the most.
It starts when?
Shame, shame, shame. I despise the cold weather, and so I don't appreciate fall. This is not pleasant for me, but if y'all notice, the door is open.
Yay. Fresh air.
I like fresh air, but it's cold.
Yes, we get that. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Carol's picking on me again. We got to see Joe the other day. Yesterday.
Yes, and this beautiful wife, Karen.
Yes. Karen always impresses me in her ability to deal with Joe.
Be patient and kind to him, I know.
Oh, she is so patient and kind. And she's nice to us. Me, in particular. She's nice to me. But you know what? Just like our other friends, I think they appreciate hugs more from y'all than me. And they appreciate y'all a little bit more than me.
Well, because they appreciate that we put up with you, and they don't have
Just
to.
like I look at Karen.
Yes, for putting up with
So
you.
you see, I get that. So little did I know the whole time I lived as a woman that people looked at me that way.
We still
They
appreciate that for putting up with you. I mean, let's be honest.
No, people looked at me and went, "Oh, wow. You really put up with yourself a lot."
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "I do?" I didn't understand, but it really meant I was high maintenance because I have OCD and my disorder owned me.
Yeah.
It did. I mean, I was an ineffective spouse.
Well, it was two in many ways.
And you know, at one point when Karen and Joe were on the podcast, Karen was worried that Joe would spill his drink, so she would move it away from the edge. That's what, I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, wow, Karen has the same type anxiety issues I had. And we talked about it on the podcast, if y'all go back and watch. And then I look at Joe and I'm like, you're the reason why, Joe. You're the reason she's so anxious. And then I'm lying.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that means that I was the reason that you were so anxious, but more importantly, you were the reason I was so anxious, and that doesn't make sense, right? So that means that we're in charge of our own feelings.
Yeah.
And so whenever I see somebody in charge of their own feelings, I get offended a little bit. Because I'm like, dang it, now I have to do like you're doing. I can't be a hypocrite.
You could
We're all
be. You could
hypocrites.
choose to be. Yeah, sure you could.
So I did something big today because I can't be a hypocrite. So I'm going to go ahead and start patting. You want to tell people what I did?
He made paper mache today.
And didn't die.
I touched it.
Joe says that the back door is open to let your hot air out,
Yes,
and that
There's so much of it.
And he says we're anxious because we have to talk to you.
every time. They're like, oh my God. But
They
that's okay.
voluntarily came over.
I know they did because I love them. I do. I love them to pieces. But more importantly, they love me.
But yeah, so you
I
put
don't
up
know
with
why.
touching gross stuff.
It was hardcore. I was in it to win it. I was with one of my clients who is particular, like me. And I say that they're particular because they feel as though they should live up to other people's standards. And that makes somebody very particular. Like me, I have OCD. I have the need to control because I feel out of control. It's the classic thing. So if you look at why I feel out of control, there's a whole bunch of crap, but primarily because when I was little bitty, somebody told me some crap that I believed before I knew I didn't have to believe it. And so when you do that, it leads to a whole host of issues. So now we got to work through something together, my client and I. And it was pretty damn amazing because we both dealt with something uncomfortable. And I lived to tell the tale.
You did.
And I got excited because I got to teach somebody who was young that tale. And they heard it. And they paid attention. And so they're not going to do what I did. That's even better. Speaking of, you're in a feisty mood because you had coaching today and you said something to me before I had my client.
Did it start with the letter F?
Ooh. Yeah, it did actually. But you both kind of gave me my own crap and told me that, I had to suck it up, buttercup.
Yep.
And so that makes y'all...
You're life coaches, which we are.
What? That's true. I think that's kind of cool that y'all did that for me today.
So do we. It felt good for us.
So that must be how I feel every stinking Friday when I coach your butts. Or every other Friday. Whatever.
Hey! Trinity's watching.
What?
Hi, sweet girl.
I coach Trinity too. And so she knows. And we are very proud of her, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to give a shout out because she has created a whole new world for many young people.
Yes, she has.
And she is creating a new world for young people because she's subbing at a school. And she is also creating a children's book for me. I gave her the assignment and I said, do this right now.
She'd have to dedicate it to Guru Brando.
Oh, hell no. That needs to be dedicated to the one she loves. You
Me?
know? Oh, no. You don't deserve that shit
Oh,
either. That's going to be in her own thing. And speaking of, that's going to be one of her, or that is one of her things that she has to work on right now. She has to write the little blurb about herself that goes in the book.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, and she has to illustrate. And we got a sneak peek of the illustrations.
Oh, yeah.
And holy crap, it made my heart like skip beats.
Me too.
The kid is talented. That's for everybody to hear. So just know that she is going to set the world on fire.
Yep.
I said it. I was trying to avoid saying the
fire on
F
the world.
word. No, I was trying to avoid saying the F word because I say it like a hick. And I just
Bar.
heard it. Oh my God!
It's like earlier you need to shower.
Oh, I did need a shower after that whole thing.
Sure.
That was horrifying. We talked about that. That I used to say everything as one word. Like it was just one really long word. And then when we were watching King of the Hill and I was like,
Yeah.
shit. That was me. That's embarrassing. Okay, maybe not that bad. Definitely not that bad. But pretty close. So, what's y'all's problem today? What's your problem? Why do you like fall? Stupid. It's cold. it's gross outside and gray, and it smells like mold and fire. Said it again. Stop me.
I like it because I can actually function out of doors in this weather.
Did you say out of
Not
doors?
good. Indoors is
In
where I
the
have
doors.
to stay inside the door during the summer because I just can't handle the heat.
We talked about that
I
today,
know.
too. It's funny because now we're both thinking about that. I know why I hate the cold. I got to stand out in the snow and watch my house burn down. That was not a pleasant experience. I got left in a ditch after being not taken very good care of. And it was cold. And so to me, no good comes from cold. There's nothing good that comes from cold. Except for it stops the heart. So that's a good thing sometimes whenever you have to do like open heart surgery.
Yes, it's true.
Like they do shit like that. It's amazing. A little off topic, but
Yeah.
what do you want from me? You know, I've got issues.
True.
Yeah, that was
So
quite the
fall,
tangent.
so fall
I
for
know.
you, is it heart stopping? Because for
No,
me it
it's-
is.
All those things about fall that you don't like are the things about fall that I do like.
Like name
Like the,
one.
the color changes.
Yes.
Everything starts turning red and then brown, and then the cold comes, and then you smell everybody's fireplace and people burning leaves because
Why do you like that
There's
stuff?
something
over.
that we associate with good stuff.
So what is it?
Family and holidays and being at home. I don't know. I mean, even
Yeah,
if you don't
it's-
have the direct connection to memories like that, there's enough romanticized.
we're going into the festive
memories.
season.
Yes.
Don't
that
vape.
too.
So
And the kids are back in school. Hallelujah.
that is a big thing for me. Like I love the smell of school supplies. I will huff some dry erase markers. I will huff some pencils. I will. Oh, my heart!
smell all the
My
erasers?
heart's beat really fast thinking about how
Loves
Oliver
pencils.
smells. So, okay, Oliver wears one hoodie. He's been wearing it for weeks now.
And I keep taking it out and putting it somewhere, and he manages to find it.
So it was in his
Dangerous brain
backpack,
powers.
and you knew it was in his backpack because
It's always in there. And I take it out and I send it upstairs. Sometimes he brings down and wears the up. There's two now, two hoodies. If I successfully hide the checkered one from him, he finds the greenish blue one. So yeah,
so it was in his backpack.
that's why you like the way it smells.
And so when he pulled it out, she's like, "Is it even clean?" So I smelled it, and I was like, "Oh, it smells like Oliver, like pencils." He always smells like pencils and dirt instead of cookies and dirt.
Pencils.
Pencils,
Pencils
and dirt
and
and
dirt.
outside. Well, he smells like outside.
That's what dirt
Yeah.
smells like. This is what dirt smells like
Okay.
outside.
He's an outside kid. You put him on the game, he'll play it for like 30 minutes, and then he's outside again.
He's gotta go take a break. What is it that he says? He needs to go clear his mind or something.
Yeah, he said he'll have his walk and
Go have
clear
a-
his thoughts,
take a
clear his mind
moment.
or whatever.
Wow, he's a deep kid,
He is.
deep and wide,
He informed me.
wide mouth and what?
When he needed the popcorn seasoning, he informed me that he was having a relaxing afternoon. He had his popcorn and put his movie on, and he was chillaxing. But he did get up long enough to go get the seasoning for me.
That's why he told me that he was watching this movie and he finished it,
Mhm.
even though he had to stop it.
To get you your stuff.
Wow, that's so. We got to talk about the obvious thing with Oliver lately.
Oh God.
So I'm sitting here minding my business, literally minding my business, Sacred Groves, here in the office, and there's a sound that comes from a distance to where my client looks at me and goes, "Is that a cat?" No, that's not a cat. That's my child playing the oboe. To
Yes.
which their response was, "Who plays the oboe?" My child.
Your
My
child,
kid
only your
is
child.
the one
They only had one
that
rental
plays
oboe.
the oboe. The one single oboe that they keep in stock because no one plays the oboe, so it's the dusty, rusty oboe. But he is enamored with it. He's in love with it.
For
Loves
sure.
it.
He's probably going to play it every day.
He'll get better. Right now it sounds terrible.
He and
But he'll
Lucas
get
were
better.
playing different songs at the same time.
Well, Lucas is
What does Lucas play?
he's playing the euphonium at this time, and so it's kind of like a baritone, big horn.
Yeah.
So today they
Formed a band.
formed a band. They practiced
Well,
together.
Right.
They weren't really
outside
practicing
there.
together. They were just practicing at
Two
the
different
same time
songs
in the
at the same
same
time.
room.
Yeah.
So, we may need to discuss future,
Cavern usage.
yeah,
That
future,
was tough.
future band arrangements here at the house. Oliver is in Boy Scouts, and we've got to get a Boy Scout book from Fairview.
Yeah.
Alex, somebody?
Yeah, we need to tell one of the big kids the perk to being a parent of young adults who owe you. Right, who owe you, and they owe you because you didn't kill them.
Yeah.
I don't know that I should say that, but it's the truth. We kept them safe from harm,
Mm-hmm.
and we did no harm to them. I call that a success.
Mm-hmm.
They're legal now. They're on their own.
Well, two of them are.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the perk to being a parent to one of those or two of those is you don't have to go every place and get everything.
And make them do
Sometimes
it.
on date night you don't even have to cook or pick up food. You just give money to one of the big kids. It's that easy.
So go get this.
I never knew. If I were on my own with the kids, I probably would not utilize that. I wouldn't think two steps ahead like that. I would be the idiot going and getting the food for them. It's only because y'all life coach me that I'm like, you owe me. See, y'all taught me how people owe people.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a
I'll take a
little
lot of
stretch.
credit for a lot of things, but I'm pretty sure that's all you.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a lesson I learned via you, which is still coaching.
Okay.
Examples.
We could ask Trinity how that went when she first got her driver's license, and she was like, "I can go get you guys stuff," and da da da. And then when it comes down to go get us food, I don't want to. I just got home.
Oh yeah, it's that whole
Mhm.
whiny baby thing. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of my clients are stuck there, and that's okay.
Baby stage.
Yeah, and it's okay whenever you're 10 and you're a little bit of a late bloomer and you're still whining about having to do chores.
Yes.
That's Oliver. He's a little behind the curve. He's still a little
bit.
whiny, right?
Mhm.
He's coming out of it though.
Yes.
Then you get to be about the 14-year-old who you owe. It's not that they owe you, you owe them. And they believe that that's respect and time and money and all kinds of stuff that you owe them. Right? And that's the stage that we're going into with Lucas.
Yes.
So right now, I'm just looking at Lucas going, I like you right now. Please don't get cringier. But I know it's coming.
Really digging the D&D. Getting pretty
The
good at it.
fancy Friday outfit.
He's me with the fancy Friday. I love that. It doesn't need to be a tuxedo shirt, though. I love you, Lucas. You've got to stop with the tuxedo shirt on Friday.
It's not even really white anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
we need to get him a new
yeah,
one. It's our failure. The kid is young. It's our failure. So we got to get it together, team. Look at us right now. You can't blame me. I have my own unique style, which unfortunately so does Lucas. So I can't be a part of this.
You're just as Frankenstein as he is.
I know I can't be a part of this intervention. It has to just
There's
be
need
y'all.
an intervention. He will grow out of it.
You'll be just fine.
Sometimes you just have to find their own road.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not
yeah.
getting his butt kicked, so he'll
Yet.
just be okay.
I'm okay with that
3
because,
Fridays in a row he's worn it. So.
well, because we have a whole team helping us.
Yes.
And part of that is our best good friend Mandy, who we're planning on doing stuff with in the near future. What are we doing?
I'm going to the Cahokia Mountains for the
Yes.
equinox.
So we're gonna go get our spirit on.
They're having an observance.
An observance. Equinox
I don't think they
observance.
even say get your whatever on anymore, do they?
No,
And
nobody
people
has ever
don't do
said
this
that.
at all.
No, not at all. Bless your
So,
heart.
am I bringing it back or am
No,
I
you're not.
starting it new?
Neither.
I don't know. Hold on. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna let you follow your own path with that, and eventually you'll realize how cringy it is on your own.
Oh, I already know, and that's the name of the game.
Mhm.
How low can you go, right? Speaking of how low can you go, I got down low today because I did that paper mache tree and forgot all about my bum knee, and I
You're a
almost
poet.
cried. But I am a poet. I just poeted.
You just poeted.
I did, and Donna would be proud. Ooh,
About
I
your
saw
poetry?
some. Yeah,
Poeted?
I saw some
Poeting.
stuff that Aunt Donna posted quickly as I was scrolling through, and I'm gonna have to go back and look. I sent her finally. I want credit. Actually, it's not my credit; it's yours.
I was like, who? Who did what?
So Carol coached me into getting my ass in gear and getting the gift
Christmas
that
present.
I sent to Aunt Donna. Yeah, I made this arrangement for Aunt Donna and
Fun.
just didn't send it.
I did. I sent it.
And yeah,
Yes.
and Carol's all, that's happening today.
Now. Let's go.
And I was like,
I
shit.
had to
Okay.
send Trinity her squishmallows. So
Yes,
that
you
was a really
did.
good
So you
plan.
made it a whole package deal and did
Yes.
it all for once.
Did
So,
she get it?
yes, she got
Oh,
it.
good. Nobody
And that's
told
what
me.
I was saying about, you need to stop.
Yeah.
That's what I was
See?
saying about
Trying
the picture.
to claim it
I s-
all for you.
I saw the picture, and it had the box and stuff in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Ooh, I
So
wonder if she's gonna paint it.
I don't know. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, we're gonna have to ask her. You haven't talked to her in a while either, have you?
No.
I haven't either. I love you, Aunt
I'm
Donna.
bad at
sorry.
talking to people. Sorry.
Me too. Well, we had kind of big events happening too.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Grandpa is an event every day. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I hope Aunt Shannon's watching because.
I don't really know who all is watching
Um,
at this point.
So what's funny is the kids call Shannon Aunt Shannon, but yeah, Aunt Shannon, and they used to call her Aunt Shanny. And I was talking about Uncle Wayne, and the little boys were like, "Who?" And I was like, "Aunt Shanny's brother," and they're like, "Oh, okay, they get it." But if I say my brother, not a clue. It's like that doesn't make sense to them that I have a brother
He's the same brother as Aunt
that
Shanny's
was
brother.
here for a second, but then I guess they didn't actually see him either, and maybe they're just too young to
No,
remember.
yeah.
But anyway, it was just funny. They've heard the big kids talk about Aunt Shanny, but they call her Aunt Shannon because it's my sister Shannon, and I don't know that they've seen her. I don't know. It's weird. You remember the poop fest at Aunt Shanny's? We
Oh,
told that
God.
story a lot. So,
I don't know that I want
well,
to
that's probably why they remember, because we tell a lot of poop fest to Aunt Shanny's.
That was the worst.
That's
That's ever,
Lucas.
like, throughout our travels, that was the worst it had ever been.
And any parent knows what we're talking about when the kid poops in the car seat on a long trip. And not just any kind of poop, but the kind of poop that comes out of the back and you have to stop and literally hose everything, including yourself, off.
Everywhere. Just everywhere.
It makes no sense. It's as if
The whole car seat, everything had to
Just
come out. We had to
everything.
take the car seat apart in a truck
I
stop
wanted to cry.
bathroom.
Rory? Is it recent time or Rory?
No,
no,
it's
the-
Lucas.
Yeah,
oh,
it's teasing.
oh, that's funny though.
Yeah.
But it was intense, and it was my lesson. And I'm telling you, kids are a very effective behavioral modification tool.
It can be, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, because I was really living up to that OCD stereotype. I was in the worst way and then we had kids.
So,
And
but
that-
these
Kids are
memories
gross.
are what fun stories are made out of.
That was not fun.
Not at the time, no.
It's still thinking about it is horrifying. I wanted to burn everything.
Burn the car down.
If I could have just closed my eyes and stopped existing, that's what I would want to do. Like just close and everything just gone. Don't you ever feel that way? There has to be one moment in your life that you felt that.
Mhm.
That was the moment for me. Outside of any other, that moment was it.
Wanna
Ooh, when
click
Yuki
your
got
heels
sprayed by
together.
a skunk.
There's no place like home.
Mhm.
No, I couldn't get away from that. I couldn't get away from that no matter what I did.
So would that be the thing for you?
The thing that would just make me want to just wish I would disappear.
Yeah,
No, honestly, it wasn't even that bad. You know, I mean,
I didn't think
it was. It got on me because Yuki got sprayed. She ran in the house. It was like 6 a.m. just before school,
Oh my god.
and so she ran in the house, and then I was like, she had something on her, and I stopped her, and so I got her all over my hands, and she was sprayed in the face, and then I was like, then the smell really hit me, and then I've smelled skunk in the area and dead skunk on the side of the road, but I have never smelled skunk spray up close and personal until Yuki was in my face with it, and it was the worst thing I'd ever smelled.
the first thing you
No,
said
well,
was
it's the
that
second-
doesn't smell like skunk.
It's the second or third worst thing I've ever smelled. So
Yeah, you smelled dead raccoons in an HVAC.
yeah, that one was pretty
That
bad
sounds
too.
horrible.
Yeah.
But
So
it
how
was,
can you relate to that wanting to disappear moment?
Smell wise?
Either of y'all in anything in general. You, Beth. Oh, how about when I was giving birth to the kids? You were
Oh, no.
looking pretty bad.
Well, I was pale and had a difficult time, but I was really excited about being there in the moment.
Yeah, but you didn't want to
was-
be anywhere
I
near
didn't-
the bottom.
I didn't think it was going to be like, I didn't think that it was going to be like I was going to be the pass out story, you know.
Oh,
know,
you
like-
were. It was awful.
You
How did
passed
that
out?
happen? No, I almost did.
Oh, yes. She couldn't do
When it was
any of
with
the
Rory.
leg holding or anything.
With Rory, and
It was awful.
yeah, I was very ineffective.
You were a putz. It's the
But,
truth.
You know, I was doing what I could while I could, like, you know, trying to help you with your breathing and, you know, remember your focal point and try not to get punched.
Yeah, there
holding
was
your
a lot of
hand.
dodging. A lot of dodging.
You know, trying to support you when you have to, you know, lean forward.
Can you imagine if I had to give birth now?
No, not a chance.
You know that there's trans guys that do that.
Yep.
There's trans guys right now that are pregnant
Mm-hmm.
that are going to give birth. Now, one thing that I talk about a lot is how my pain tolerance has changed. That is 100% for me. I don't know if that's for everybody, but I'm interested to know.
Do they stop their testosterone when they decide
Well,
to
they
carry?
would have to, but
So their
none-
pain threshold goes back up.
well,
We hope.
it would go back up, but there's still the training behind it also. You get used to being that baby,
Yeah.
which is what I was kind of talking about earlier with my client, is you get used to a certain type of behavior. If someone tells you that you're shy, you're going to live up to that standard, and so you're going to grow up and you're going to still call yourself shy, and you're going to be like, no, I don't meet new people, I'm shy. Why? How is that helping you? It's not. Then stop doing it. Stop calling yourself shy and stop being shy. Be more interested in people. Okay? If it's not helping you, then stop doing it. Right?
Right.
So, if it's not helping you, stop doing it. Crikey, that means I have to start doing more gross stuff.
Okay, where did crikey come from?
I don't know. I was just thinking about that because he does gross stuff. He touches gross things. Steve Irwin.
Yes, he did.
I wouldn't touch any of that stuff.
No, I probably wouldn't either.
Yeah, that's scary, dangerous stuff.
Except for like a baby giraffe or a baby elephant, even though they're very, very heavy, I would probably still touch them.
I need a giraffe to lick my knee.
That's where I was headed.
That's what I feel like the cure to my knee problem is. I just need a giraffe to lick it. And I bet
That
you
right
anything
there.
Aunt Sarah will understand that. I don't know why I think that she would, but she looks like she'd be like, you know what, Brandon, I think that you're right. I think a giraffe licking your knee would help. And then that's when Carol disappears. That's her moment that she chooses to disappear. So when would you choose to disappear?
Where I just wanted to totally disappear.
Yeah, just like done. And you can't say when you moved here and walked into the house.
No, that was good.
Well, that was good.
I didn't want to disappear
Sure.
then. Oh, God, I don't know.
I don't even have a lid anymore. It's a good thing I didn't dump it on myself. Huh?
That would have been hilarious. I
Oh.
really don't know.
I bet I know one. I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Well, I appreciate that, because if I want to disappear, I don't want to. Well done.
Oh my gosh, there's whispering.
The what?
Ooh. If I stop talking, we might could hear, but I don't want to rat you out, so I'm just going to keep talking.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
What was it? Oh! The drink?
I don't know what you're talking about.
When you worked at the country club.
Oh, well, that was embarrassing, yes.
So is that one of
Accidentally-
those moments?
Actually, accidentally dropped a full glass of sweet tea on a groomsman's lap at the head table.
Ugh, horrifying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have disappeared at that one. Although the next part where he leans back and says, "Go ahead,"
Oh!
to clean his lap for him, that's when I did disappear. I was not having that conversation with this man. I'm
God.
sorry, but I'm not dabbing you clean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that-
ridiculous.
That was a moment. I mean, there have been lots of moments like that. I mean, when you're in food and beverage, bartending, you know, when I'm serving the 21-year-old GI out at the bar and they're giving him Irish car bombs,
Oh,
Baileys and Guinness, and chugging it, and he chugs it and then comes down and immediately loses it, that his fingers are spread, which created a spray effect that went the whole length of the bar.
That if you want to know what it looks like, just watch Ridiculousness.
I
There's
wanted
usually
to
one of
disappear
those.
then. I was like, because I was the only one in
You had to
the
clean it all
restaurant.
up?
I had to
Just
clean
did
it
that.
up.
You just effing did that.
Oh my God. So you will never complain if I come home drunk and do that? You
I
would
made
kill
$100
me.
tip off of that.
Oh
So
yeah,
unless
I'm
you
not
plan on
tipping.
tipping me $100,
No.
then no.
No, so I'm not that cute.
Nope.
Wow.
Sorry. So yeah, I mean, there's been those moments, and I'm sure there's more. I have a tendency to not think about the negative.
Yeah, you block it out, just like my sister and I. So I have a moment, and I know that Lucas has a moment now too. My
Lucas has to
granny,
tell his own moment.
right? My granny looked at me after getting her hair did, and she said,
Yeah.
"Isn't my hair tacky? My hair's so tacky, isn't it?" And I looked at her, and I looked at her hair, and I was trying to figure this out. And so I just used context clues because she was touching it and looking at it, and I go, "Yes, Granny, you have the tackiest hair I've ever seen." And she looked at me and she goes, "You don't say that. That's awful."
Then why did you ask me?
I had no idea
Right.
that tacky was a bad thing. I thought that it meant sticky, and yeah, it looks sticky. It looks delicious. I would eat it, but it's hair, not cotton candy. But so I was trying to be genuine and honest. But vocabulary is a hard thing for kids.
I have a moment that I am still embarrassed about, sort of.
Do tell.
So when I was a child, and my mom and my future stepfather were dating, he I remember sitting on the couch, and it was like after dinner, probably close to bedtime, and my brother and I were there, and he started talking about religion heavily.
old time
A
religion?
lot. Like, he was part of the very vocal Church of God movement,
Okay.
and so there was a lot.
Okay.
And after sitting there for about what felt like hours, but was probably only 5 or 10 minutes, I finally looked at him and I said, "Oh, would you put a sock in it?" And you could have heard a pin drop because it was
You said that to a
disrespectful.
grown up?
I did.
Holy
and-
crap.
Did you say it directly, or did you say it
Directly
at
to him.
Oh my God,
yeah.
and you lived to tell the tale.
They were dating. He was trying to be, nice, and my mom was
Holy crap.
shocked, I'm sure. But
Let him have it.
as soon it was like, that was it. You could have heard a pin drop, and then I think we were sent to bed. But yeah, it was one of those where you don't realize that what you're saying is offensive, or as offensive as it's taken. That you later realize as an adult that it was probably not really good manners to say that.
I can't believe that you survived. Like, if I had said some shit like that, I would have been beat down by somebody in the family. What about you? You got away with a lot of crap because you were cute like Oliver. I've already heard the stories. I, unfortunately, was not cute.
I one time told the promotion board that one of the secretaries was William Gates instead of Robert Gates, and that led to a quick discussion.
Tell why that was a big thing.
Well, at the moment, well, I guess I'll paint the picture.
Paint it.
This was in Baghdad, and they decided they were going to have promotion boards, in the combat zone, and so we're like, okay. And so eventually it rolled around that it was my turn to go before the promotion board when I got E5, and they ask you a stack of questions, and you do some facing movements and stuff like that. It's really pretty simple. You just need to know your military trivia. And but they give you an outline of the areas they're going to cover when they ask you, and so you just got to bone up on it. And
You said bone up.
you have to know all of your chain of command, and from your squad leader all the way up to the very top, which of course is the president. And so whenever it came down to naming them off, and they were like, who's secretary of the, and I was like, the Honorable Robert Gates, or the Honorable William Gates, and they're like, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure, because you're supposed to be confident in every answer you give. Yes, I'm sure. And we'll give you a minute to think about that. Okay, it's the Honorable Robert Gates. It's like, all right, you're not going to go with Bill Gates. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, because Bill Gates is William Gates, for
Yeah.
those that didn't catch that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a super nerd answer, by the way. And you were actually part of the nerdery in the military.
The nerdery.
That's what I called it. Intel is the nerdery. And you were so far in the nerdery, like you were the
Yeah.
nerdery.
I was pretty good at my job.
You were great at your job. And that's why you got promoted. Not because you were a smartass, but because you were smart enough to hear what they said, which was think about it. And you did.
Yeah, there was.
And then you panicked for a second.
That was to a panel of first sergeants and sergeants major. So it was
Scary.
everybody at the top.
It's
so
scary.
it was like, yeah, I just did that.
Okay, so it's funny that you can do something like that and not be scared. But at one point, you would say things like, I walk on eggshells around you. Me. Because at the height of my OCD, I was awful. I was drill sergeant extraordinaire. And you couldn't deal with it. And so you would tell me. You gave me feedback that I deserved, which was you couldn't tolerate my behavior. And you couldn't tell me the way you felt because of my reaction, right? Because I was crazy. But you could tell all these other people stuff. Like you weren't as fearful of them as you were of your feelings. And when I learned how many people at the top you had talked to, that put it in perspective for me. Don't you think it would for you?
I guess so. I hadn't really thought of it.
Well, it's kind of like if I can talk to perfect strangers about their lives, why can't I talk to you about your life? Because it takes two people, it takes two willing parties, right?
Mhm.
So if you're the common denominator, what does it say? You're not very forthcoming, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing that I learned, that I wasn't a very safe person for you. And so it was eye-opening. The same thing that you just talked about was having to relay something that might be embarrassing, right? You had to have confidence in yourself. How did you get through your whole, did you quit your job after you spilled the drink?
No.
So how'd you talk yourself down from the embarrassment and shame?
I mean, he was really pretty cool about it. There wasn't like screaming or yelling. Now, alternately, if you had a situation where I was serving and bartending a New Year's Eve deal, people were dressed very fancy and dropped a solo cup branch on the ground and had to pay for their very extremely fancy coat to be dry cleaned. But in that
Was it
moment,
Fancy
was
Friday?
it was New Year's Eve. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was.
It
Friday.
would have to be a
It
Friday.
was super fancy.
Every
And so
every
that was
Friday could be
mortifying,
New
and that
Year's
was a lot more difficult to recover from because of their reaction versus dropping sweet tea in a gentleman's lap.
So if they had just pretended like it was no big deal, you would have been okay.
I would have still felt badly and would have, of course, offered to pay for the dry cleaning.
But you
Sure.
wouldn't have lost sleep over it?
I wouldn't. Yeah, no. It was made humiliating by the person's reaction.
So would you ever look at somebody and go, I'm suing you? I know people that would do that.
Hi, Sarah. She says, "Hey, Sugar Bridges. I love the hoodie weather we finally have. That's right, girl. That's right.
God.
Hoodie weather is
Welcome
the
to the
best.
station, late train. We've already addressed my feelings on the
Wasn't
fall.
you talking smack about you wearing a hoodie?
Yeah, and I don't even have a hoodie on. Right?
I am, because the stupid door has to be open. Only wear it because I'm going to freeze now. Stinking
Whatever.
weather. Thanks a lot, Sarah. Without the... That's what it is, Sarah. Without the...
Sarah with the
So what else do we have to talk about? Oliver and the oboe. Alex and the no-show.
homecomings tomorrow night.
You and your poding.
I did poet again.
Yeah, poetry.
I'm a natural poet. Did you hear that so much? Unfortunately, I didn't notice it. Okay, so our two big kids just work all the time. And they hate us. Because they're supposed to.
I keep telling you that, yes. We will all survive.
I don't feel like we will. I feel like I should be able to overcome. But sometimes I'm sad that my children don't love me.
They love you, they don't like you.
Yep.
I'm sad that my children don't like me.
Yes. And that's okay, and you'll survive it.
They'll like you again eventually.
They will.
When Christmas rolls around.
No, they don't have to like me because they have the original me, Grandpa.
Yes.
See, that's the problem. I'm in competition with my dad. He's so much better than
There
I
is
am.
no competition. He's just infinitely better than you.
I know, it sucks.
This
There's
would be
no
getting into your
competition
head
at
that
all.
there's no competition.
That's so disheartening.
You're in the wonderful middle ground between Oliver and Lucas, which are mini U's, when they're still cute,
When
and
they're
then
asleep.
your dad, who's adorable and smart.
We know what that means.
Yeah,
We know what it
And
means.
you're in the middle. It's an awkward phase. It's like puberty. You will survive this too.
Or as we would say, puberty.
Puberty.
Oh my God, no. I'm going to die. I want to disappear. Yeah. Okay, so funny story. That's what Rory used to do. Used to cover their eyes and walk out in front of us as we sat and watched TV after lights out.
Yeah, because
Because you
Just-
didn't think you could see him.
walk
Yeah.
out.
If
If
you
they-
could
if you
see
had
it,
those
like
eyes.
this.
see him.
Yes.
It just sat down and do this, and as soon as I would notice the finger spread, I would go, oh, what are you doing out of bed? And they would run back and get
So
to bed.
this is why they believe that, though, because you would
Probably.
act surprised when you saw the whites of their eyes. That's
Oh my gosh. The stories we
Really
tell our
perpetuating
children.
the madness.
I'm gonna feed into it a little bit.
I am not the only person that tortures their children like that. I know half of y'all do that are listening.
I was a perfect parent. I am still a perfect parent.
Oh, yeah.
Trinity, I hope
So,
you're not watching right now.
I was about
it's
to
not time
say-
for you to tune in.
I was about to say,
China.
yeah, your child has a life coach.
Shut up.
One that you
Shut your
live
mouth
with.
when you're talking to me.
Shut your mouth when you're on
That's
the
right. You shut your mouth when you're talking
I
to me.
told
Oh.
all the
Tone of
kids that,
voice.
that everything electronic was magic.
Okay,
It
so
is.
so on Sunday Monday, I'm gonna need to check my schedule and see if anybody's booked for Wednesday, because we're gonna try to hang out with my friend Regular Joe
Mm-hmm.
and his Wrangler Karen.
Yes.
So I would like to do that. So the live podcast that I do on Wednesdays is on hold while we get through the change of seasons. So we're going to pause the Wednesday live podcast.
Okay.
I'm going to try to catch up here at work and get some of these live videos posted on our homepage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get out some new media material so y'all can see me even more.
I'm working on that. Yep.
We're going to start beefing up our social media also. There's a learning curve. And don't even laugh at me, Bree. I know you're watching.
There will be more than one TikTok on Giro Brado's TikTok at
Okay.
some point in the future. More than one. Promise.
So right now, I actually think that I have 3 TikTok accounts.
At least, because you have 3 Facebook and 4 Instagrams and 17 LinkedIn's and you. Oh, hi, Mandy.
You're an evil person.
I am not.
And exaggerating. I think I have 3 Facebooks. I believe I have 2 Instagrams.
You got rid of 2. You had 4.
Oh Lord, okay, I'm not going to play this game because she's way smarter at it than I am. So I'm bowing out before I lose. And I'm going to say that we are going to be having hopefully game night with Joe.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be going to Timbuktu with Mandy.
Yes.
We are going to be going where for supper tonight?
Burger King.
Okay, so we need to give our input on a couple of things.
Oh, Lord.
One, we need a couple of places to open back up here. One is Dairy Queen.
Yes.
I'm going to need some ice cream. That's what I used to call it, ice cream. So I need some
Sounds
ice
too much
cream.
like ice cream.
I know it does. Ouse. So
Is
ice
that to
cream.
put the far out?
It is. It is, if you
Yeah.
must know.
In your
It's
britches?
because I thought that it was a take from house, because I thought that it was the house cream. Like, you know how you have like house dressing?
Mhm.
You have house ice cream. I didn't know there were flavors other than vanilla and chocolate and strawberry, right? And so when it was a new flavor, it was house cream. And it became ice cream. And then I was like, wait, it's ice cream? And I've never told anyone that because it sounds really dumb. So thank you people for listening to that.
You wish you could go away right now?
I'm regularly
Trying, I'm
astounded.
gonna close my eyes.
Regularly astounded that you are actually still alive.
Oh, I know some of this shit. And my sister, if my sister got on here, she would tell some really awful things about me. She knows too much. She really does. No, let's not. She knows way too much about me. I have, though, just so you know, Shannon, and anyone else who knows me, Jenny Bynum, Paige Pittman, Sandy Hill, those were all her friends. So all these people know me and know my mean teeth and my toe pointing sound. So
What?
those were my defense mechanisms.
Toe pointing?
Yes, whenever I hiss, I point my toe and hiss. I do a death drop and point my toe and hiss. That was my big move.
How did you
I
hiss?
You know how I hissed. You know, and it ain't gonna happen. But I hissed with my mean teeth. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Little did I know as a kid that that's actually a sign of inbreeding. The bright blue eyes and the bottom, the bottom overbite.
Overbite.
What the hell is it? Underbite. Underbite. So yeah, that was my mean teeth. My underbite, my mean teeth, are my inbred teeth apparently. So yeah, there's that. But I am English and Irish, so. I don't know what to say, but I am who I am.
You've said it all.
And that's all that I am.
English, Irish, and Texan.
Yeah, and that's a weird combo,
Inbred.
right?
Like inbred.
Oh, totally. I mean, but you can look at my eyes and know that.
I have blue eyes and I'm not inbred.
Are you sure? Because
That's
you
a
need
tip.
to read up on what that means when you have blue eyes. You are called Queen Elizabeth,
I am.
and that's a little
I
too
was,
soon.
and it's too soon to make that.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, my heart goes out to her family. And I would love to say the nation, but my heart doesn't go out to the whole nation.
So the whole United Kingdom.
The whole nation. That would be the whole family, the United Kingdom, yes. If we're talking about the family, you know that they're all related. She's always giving me crap, people. She's in a mood, and this is the mood, and I don't like it.
Did you just say that people in another country are all related?
Yeah.
No.
He did. He did. And I wasn't gonna call him out because I didn't.
I meant.
Didn't call. I called him out on a lot of other things so far. I was just gonna let it go.
I
The
meant
entire
I
United
meant the
Kingdom.
bright blue eyes.
There's just a lot of nations underneath the United Kingdom. But yes,
I meant
yes.
the bright blue eyes. They're all related because they're
all
inbred.
related. 'Cause
Oh
they're
my
inbred
God.
In
You
the
need to
United Kingdom.
You need to give context to the blue eye thing and why that is.
Which is why you have English and Irish, and it's still under the United Kingdom, so you're inbreeding
There
amongst
you go.
nations of the United Kingdom, and you are the representative.
I am the leprechaun.
Jesus. Yes, you are.
You do have kind of green thing happening here.
And you're
I do.
small.
Did you need to point out the obvious?
Diminutive.
That is really what my new
Little
clients tell me.
person. Not the M word, though.
Okay, so someone
Maria, if you're
spouted
watching.
off. Someone spouted off and called me the M word, which is not okay. It's a derogatory term. And so I immediately replied and said, "That's little person. I'm not even a little person," and I was defending myself. So that must mean I feel like I'm a little person. So thank you
Yes.
for helping me to feel that way.
It's because your arms are so short.
So that just now I'm a dinosaur too.
The T-Rex. What was it? The T-Rex with the... We had something else going on. There was a sound you were making, and then you said no, it wasn't a T-Rex, it was Velociraptor.
Gosh, I can't remember now.
I can't even talk John anymore. I can't. This is over. Thank you everybody for joining us for Date Night Live. Now they can go make fun of me on the back porch.
Whatever.
That's what can happen.
I,
So thank you all.
whatever.
Goodbye.
See you next week.
Bye.